Star Trek, The Next Generation, Season 5, Episode 14. Season 5 can officially drive.
Coming off of one that we liked better than most people and I loved. Hopefully that continues here.
I hope so.
Chess.
Yeah.
You have left your king vulnerable.
We'll see.
As you wish, Counselor.
Call back all the way to the TOS pilot. Not Mantrap, though. Nowhere no man has gone before.
You are a challenging opponent, Counselor.
Thanks. But don't think a compliment's going to get you out of our bet.
Didn't even try to fight that her king would be vulnerable in 7 moves. There's nothing he can do.
What do you think?
Well, it looks like you tucked when you should have flattened out.
Something like that.
Turn your head to the left.
See, I can just feel that pain. Neck pain.
Oh, it's the worst.
Navigators on this ship have been doing flight assessments the same way for years, Ensign.
RIKER.
Yeah. Jonathan Frakes, let's go!
Do you mind if we discuss changes in procedure before you make them?
He's still on our ass.
We are picking up a subspace signal, Captain.
I don't give a shit.
Sensors indicate a small...
Not now, Worf.
Reading one life form aboard.
Hail the vessel.
No response.
We're being scanned.
Hello.
Scanning intensity is increased by 1,500%.
Shields up.
Picard ever done a hands up
No,
gesture?
never. It's like, oh, well, like, you know what to do.
Oh.
It's beautiful.
Is that why only he can make it?
I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, no.
Take evasive action.
The helm's not responding.
At least they can see it, I think. Oh, here we go.
What happened?
Oh, handy cam work?
Yeah. It's gonna turn into a workplace comedy?
I don't even remember who I am.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. That would be funny if Picard was like, I especially don't remember who you are.
Oh, all right, good hook.
Oh, do you think something's going to happen where they think someone else is the captain? Like Worf or Ensign Rowe or someone, and the whole like dynamic of the leadership changes, and we get to see how they'd interact with someone else being the leader?
Well, I mean, he was still in the captain's seat when it happened. He was getting up from it, but yeah, I wonder. I mean, he has the pips also, but
I just wonder like what information they've retained about, anything.
I mean, they don't even. Do they know what Starfleet is? Like, I've always found that interesting about memory loss when someone like loses their memory. Like, I don't know who I am, but I still know how to speak and how everything works.
Looks like we're all in the same boat.
Yeah, I used that word recently.
But who are we?
I'm guessing you're Eric Anderson.
We're not going anywhere now. The helm's dead.
Or is he actually like an op? Like he came aboard and he knows what's going on. Okay, I don't want to try to write it before it happens. Okay.
Phaser power status. Intruder scan, torpedo guidance.
Okay. They're all, yeah.
They're competent.
Our identities have somehow been erased or suppressed.
Even with no memory, he's able to figure it out.
A good chance this is our ship.
Wes Lendu!
Ooh.
Looks like you're the leader.
Perhaps we should not jump to conclusions. I am decorated as well.
We need to find out who we are. And, well, what we're doing out here.
This is so fascinating.
I've got some intermittent sensor readings here.
I'm glad Geordi's not like, what is this? I can't see!
If they stunned us with some type of bioelectric field, that could have wiped out our memories.
Then we fired back, destroyed them.
Hey, got something.
Woohoo! All right, Les.
Okay, this guy's got to be. I mean, he has 3 pips. They'll like put him on the level of RIKER.
Does he really? Oh, wow.
He's got to be the enemy. Maybe we're like supposed to know that already, and I'm just stupid. I don't know.
Do you have any clothes around here I could borrow? At least until I figure out where the swimming pool is.
So I'm guessing it is everyone.
Yeah. I want to see what Data's up to.
Imagine the people who were off shift asleep during this, and then wake up. Who am I?
Who am I?
Everyone's had their memories affected in the same way we have.
I've just completed a survey of our tactical systems.
It's really an ugly feeling. I don't like being so out of control.
Well, we're going to have to depend on each other if we're going to get through this.
Even through memory loss, I can.
But it's like funny that Riker would not act like that in their
Oh
normal
yeah,
situation.
no, yeah, no.
I'll go with you. I want to get my hands on the computer core, see if we can reestablish control from there.
Yeah, sure, Jordy, you can come with us.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
So far, I'll say.
Just Worf is in the captain's chair, and now he's in the ready room.
So you really called that.
I would recommend that before we prepare for combat, we try to access the ship's logs, find out who we are.
I disagree.
We should be able to tie them into the bridge in just a few minutes.
Well done. Now we are ready.
Question is, for what?
That's hilarious. Captain Worf, in a way, except he doesn't know his name.
We now have full tactical control. Proceed with the diagnostic.
This is hilarious.
We are currently running a full diagnostic. Computer resources are limited.
The medical records are our next priority.
Thank you.
He can't help himself. His captain is coming through.
What's next?
It's a large room up ahead called 10 Forward.
Woo!
Let's go.
Bro, what if they like form a relationship all like this?
Oh, Riker, it was sexual tension. That makes sense.
You don't strike me as a man who needs a holodeck to have a good time.
And I'm wondering if they're going to take any memories from this when they eventually come to.
Can I get you something? A beverage?
He just assumes he's the bartender.
Your memories are gone as well.
The databanks that identify who I am are not functioning.
I have a very strong sense of what other people are feeling. At times, it's almost
Oh,
Something wrong?
Oh.
just for a moment. You seem familiar.
Oh.
The crew manifest is available.
Better than nothing, give me the crew manifest.
Commanding Officer Captain
Oh, they got
Jean-Luc
pictures.
Picard.
great picture there.
I was worried they weren't going to have pictures.
Commander Kieran McDuff.
Here.
Second Officer
That could've been
Commander
faked.
William Riker.
Yeah, it said second officer. Yeah, this guy's an op. Ugh.
Chief Engineer Lieutenant Commander Geordie LaForge. Security Chief Lieutenant Worf.
He's like, damn it.
Mr. Wolf, we're all doing the best we can in a difficult situation. Think nothing more of it.
Thank you, Captain.
Already remembered the names. It would have gone right through my head. I would have looked at it as the names were going by, and once I saw mine, I'd be like, all right,
Yeah,
who's everyone else?
I didn't hear any of the other. Yeah.
Starfleet Command believes the Lysians are using a new weapon, which has shifted the balance of power to their favor.
Over the last 2 months, 14 Federation vessels have been captured, apparently very easily.
Okay, is this all just fake info?
Yeah.
If we don't destroy the Central Command, the entire effort will fail.
Commander McDuff, set a course for the Lysian Central Command.
Yeah, because he wasn't there at the beginning, and then after the thing, he was there. And I think that's probably why he was in that shot at the end of the hook. I'll give credit to the show, you know.
Not yet.
Because usually I'd be complaining if they made it super obvious, like if the camera panned him and he was rubbing his hands.
Yeah. But still, they even called Riker number 2. It's like, okay, obviously, it's this guy.
Yeah. But what's his motivation? Don't know.
I don't know, maybe Riker hooked up with him on Ryza and had him play a game. And,
What?
And gonna have him take over the world. I don't know.
It's been a long day. We've all been through a lot.
We certainly have.
Oh.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Memory loss. Riker is a gentleman. Other Riker would have different plans. Woo!
And a bone for me. It's that damn grin.
Hi.
Oh, brother.
I just didn't like the way my quarters were decorated.
Maybe we should switch quarters.
Maybe we should stay right here and see what happens.
Oh my god, dude.
What if I snore in my sleep?
What makes you think you're gonna get any sleep?
Oh, brother. Undefeated. Never lost.
A new female entered the Enterprise, so Riker had to will a situation to happen so that he could once again sleep with every named woman character in the show in one way or another. It's like Infinity Stones for him, especially if like once this is fixed, if they remember all of this afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think whatever this guy is, did all this so the Enterprise would destroy these people. That's my guess.
Captain, our orders were to destroy all Lycian warships.
I'm aware of that, Commander. Tactical analysis, Mr. Data.
What you're not aware of is that I'm Captain fucking Picard.
Whether I remember who I am or not. My virtuousness and who I am is still in there.
Also possible they just want to talk to us. I think we should respond.
The ship is hailing us again.
If you're wrong, it could mean our destruction. We can't take the risk.
Shut up.
They are powering up their disruptors. They have locked onto us, sir.
All shields. Shields up.
Good lord.
Return fire.
Oh! Yeah, they were no threat.
Jeez.
3/4 impulse.
Yes, sir.
Well done, Captain.
He was not happy about that. I'm not happy about that.
You must have been one hell of a bartender.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh!
That's what their diploma looks like?
Come in.
It's got that stupid thing from Ryza.
I'm restless.
They love to throw that in there.
So what else has your research uncovered about William Riker?
He's athletically inclined, loves to climb mountains. He's from somewhere called Alaska.
Climb mountains.
It's from Alaska. Can you imagine him climbing mountains
To
with
Will, all my love,
Kirk?
Deanna.
That may explain some of the familiar feelings we have.
This could be any Deanna.
Maybe we were in a polyamorous relationship with Ensign Rowe.
In fact, I think that is the case.
Come in.
It is the case. We're all here together now. To the bedroom.
Am I interrupting anything?
No, I was just visiting. We'll talk again soon, Commander.
Rose seeing how much of a player he is right here. She's like, you bastard. You pig.
We were just discussing the situation we're all in.
Good, because I have a feeling that I used to be the jealous type.
Woo! He came close, though. He came close to pulling both of them same episode. I mean, no one can, you know.
God,
No one else could do it.
No one else.
Well, maybe Kirk could. I don't know.
Maybe. I'd love to see this idea done in TOS.
Did any of this work? Do you remember anything more about yourself?
I'm sorry, Doctor.
Back to square one.
There we go. We get the first, malevolent.
Yes, Commander. Please come in. Sit down.
The mirror shot. Yay. Wasted on this fucking asshole.
I thought he was going to grab her and go, you can't do this procedure to anyone else.
I must ask you, is it right to risk prolonging this war? To allow the needless deaths of thousands on both sides? Solely on the basis of our moral discomfort?
Just love Picard. I have to think about the right thing to do for a while.
The success of our mission may hang on a split-second decision. A hesitation would kill us all. We cannot let this happen. That'll be all.
I thought he was going to go full on for a mutiny there. But instead he's just kind of like planting the seeds.
I think Worf's going to come through.
Defensive shield output is 4.3 kilojoules.
One photon torpedo ought to do it.
Data, how many people on that station?
15,311.
Oh my gosh.
I do not fire on defenseless people.
Mr. Worf, open a channel to the Lycians.
Delay that order!
Oh!
There's something wrong with the captain. I'm taking command of this vessel. Fire all weapons!
What?
Come on, Worf. Worf, come on, man. Oh, gee.
How strong is this guy? Whoa! Tell you, man, phaser effect's different every time.
I thought we were going to have a conspiracy
Yeah.
blow up going on here.
Looks like he's like a creature just wearing a human skin mask.
Yeah.
One photon torpedo would have ended their war.
It almost did.
Now, are they able to retain everything that happened?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, they must because they, you know.
Oh, God.
Oh, they're comparing notes.
Oh, God.
I was hoping to run into you.
Please, sit down.
The counselor tells me that at times like that, we might do the things that we've always wanted to do.
She said that?
It's psychologically valid.
I mean, Ro was the one coming on to him.
Yeah, true.
As far as I'm concerned, you and I have shared something that we will treasure forever.
Troy sounded a little bit upset when she said her last line there.
Well, I'm a little confused.
Well, if you're still confused tomorrow, you know where my office is.
Woo! We gotta talk on business hours. Oh no. Even with his memory erased, it's still his fault.
It would have been great if he had gone worth it.
Or like as she walks away, just the smirk.
Yeah, smirk, yeah. 3, 2, 1.
What did you give it?
B!
I gave it an A minus the guest star.
I thought it was a banger as well.
I really like this episode. I like this episode a lot. Directed by Les Landau, who also did Future Imperfect, so it makes sense for him to do a very similar style of episode like this. I love the whole idea of a crew that loses their memory and they have to just figure everything out with their intuition, teased by the chess game in the beginning. I'll keep my complaint, and literally my only complaint, probably until we start talking back and forth a little bit more here. But no, seeing everyone interact with each other in different forms and thinking of differently who they are, but they still have who they are beneath their memory loss was absolutely fantastic, very comedic, and the way they have conversations, like even Data and Geordi's conversation about Data going through all the possibilities of who he is, and bringing up things that were brought up in Measure of a Man, like, oh, there could be every ship in the fleet with one of me on board, or I could be from a whole planet of Datas, or all that jazz. Just another episode that proves, like, why would you pick the Enterprise as the ship to mess with? You know what I mean? Like, this, not the Lycian, but the whatever it was, could have picked any other ship in in Starfleet, and they would have fell for it and blew up that thing. But you had to pick the one ship with the one captain. Literally, if it was Kirk, probably would have blown up. But maybe. Maybe we'll have that discussion. But the fact that they picked the one with Jean-Luc Picard on, even with the erasing his memory, like, he's still who he is underneath. But just an overall sense of writing and direction, and just keeping the story interesting. I'll give it an A-.
Yeah, I don't think Kirk would have blown it up, but I get.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
But I get your overall point. And I enjoyed the episode a lot. I'm going to be honest. I don't have a ton to say, like, in terms of, like, really diving in. Like, I feel like the last discussion was like this, deep philosophical one. This one was just like a really fun, intriguing episode. My favorite thing about it was all the character moments we got to see. Well, first of all, my absolute favorite is the whole Riker, Ro, Troy storyline, and him having that tension with Ro. They bring that back from her previous episode. Tension with Ro leads into them having an affair. Hilarious. Mm-hmm. And that storyline was all great. But the stuff with Data was good, as you said, and his conversation with Geordi about, being an android, and it honestly made me think, like, is it going to be weird in other Star Trek shows after this, not if they don't have an android? Maybe they all do, but that would also be kind of weird, but I don't know.
Yeah, especially with how much they've done with Data and his humanity as a living being.
Yeah, but are they going to find something else? Like in TOS, it was the Vulcan. In TNG, it was a droid. Is it going to be something else? I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway, that was a great conversation. The stuff with Worf thinking he's the captain, hilarious. The stuff with him and Picard. So all the character stuff was great. It was just a great example, a great method of, hey, how can we make these characters, put them through a situation where they have to act a little bit fish out of water, like not remembering who they are, but still staying true to themselves. I think of everybody, Picard absolutely stayed true to himself the most with that virtue. You know, that's part of who he is.
Yeah, even when he thought he was just like the ensign at the helm, he's like, well, actually, wouldn't it, he's bringing up all these questions, and Worf like, no, we need to get ready for battle.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't we run a diagnostic?
Yeah, and like when Dr. Crusher, like, I need this done, and he's like, oh, no, we're doing full diagnostic, and Picard's like, it's our next priority. Like, still just being a great captain.
And then Worf, with how much Worf has grown, even if he doesn't remember who he is, like after he finds out he's just security officer, he's like, oh man. He's like, I apologize for how I acted, Captain. And Picard being Picard, apologize the way he would apologize. And they don't know who they are. That's how great it is.
And also Worf, standing on business, when this guy, McDuff, comes and tries to manipulate him, like he's just thinking like, oh, I can manipulate this big meathead.
I thought Worf, not knowing everything about who he is, would maybe follow him, but even not, he was able to pull through.
Yeah, he comes through. That's who he is.
Even if he didn't win the fight, he still started it. He still didn't go through with it. I appreciate that. But that comes to the biggest gripe of this episode is.
Oh, already okay.
I mean, yeah, we might as well just talk about it. The guest star. Now, if you're gonna have it be him so obvious that it's him, you got to pull off a better twist than what they did, in my opinion. I don't know. Just it's so obvious that it's this guy. When it comes down to Picard not firing the torpedo to blow up the space station, it's like, well, yeah. It's like, great.
I don't think it being him being an op was like a twist.
I know it wasn't like a mystery, but I just wished it was, because it was so like, okay, we know who it is. And like watching every scene with this guy is frustrating, but I wish something else happened to raise the up and down level in terms of like, okay, we know what his plan is, obviously. With this
I found out more so wondering what is his motivation, why is he doing this, is more so the interesting part, because it's obviously him. But I think the episode sets it up with that shot at the end of the hook where he's standing there after this all happens. I think that was supposed to be the reveal of, oh, who's this guy? This guy has something to do with it, and it makes it so obvious throughout. I was more so wondering, why is he doing this? And we do get the answer at the end, but I don't even think the answer is a twist. I think it's just the answer.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I wish it was a twist.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was more in the sense of clues, where with our crew, we're like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this happening? In terms of, okay, we know it's this guy.
Yeah. It's more of just being along for the ride, basically,
Yeah, the fun stuff with the crew really helped carry it through. Because if we didn't have that, it would have been a drag. But everything else with the fish out of water stuff, everyone thinking there's someone else, or the relationships, the conversations, it would have been much lower. But A-, minus the guest star would have been even higher for me.
Yeah, that's for me what the episode's really about. This whole plot with the Lysons and this war that we know is fake from the beginning. We know Picard's not going to blow up this whole species. We know that's not going to happen. So that whole thing is kind of just like, okay, we'll see where that goes. It gives us some good moments, like Picard's conversation with him in his room, where he's contemplating the morality of it. And, he's like, I have no moral context for any of this. And like, again, just showing Picard and how great he is as a person and captain. But the actual story itself, maybe that's why I don't have much to say about the episode, because it's just like, yeah, okay. Like, it was like, that just plays out, but it has to play out in order for us to get these really cool character moments. So it was almost like the plot was just like an excuse for us to get the situations, which isn't the perfect way to do things. But for me, it wasn't enough for me to like complain about it necessarily. It was just like, okay, this part is there,
Yeah, that was one of my favorite Picard scenes, when he's just pacing back and forth in his ready room. It's like, just everything conveniently that would tell us what happens has been conveniently stripped away. And why would we blow up this defenseless ship with only 53 people on it? And we're all, him figuring it out was, I love to see it. And him looking out the window, contemplating, and a really good shot by Les, with the guy looking back like,
now,
he walks out the door.
I think his name was Eric Anderson. Now, did you not like his performance either, or
his performance is fine? It's just very similar to a film we watched, where it's like, well,
yeah. See, I don't see why do you think it's similar?
Different because it's the one.
Because it's one character.
Because it's the one guy they bring on, and I don't think they were trying to hide it.
Yeah.
As opposed to but it takes a little wind out of the sails when it's like, okay, when are they going to figure it out? Because we know who it is. And I know it's different because everyone's lost their memory, but if there's a different way to dress the story up,
yeah, I'm trying to think.
It's just, okay, it's this guy. Let's I mean, it's like right off the bat too. Like, he's there, and then they look at the computer logs, like, oh, number 1, this guy. Number 2, Riker. It's like, okay. I mean, it's fun playing fish out of water, but when we know who the imposter is, it's like, all right.
Yeah, but the episode wasn't a mystery. Like it wasn't a mystery, so it's not that it was a bad mystery. It just wasn't. It just wasn't one.
Yeah, I wish it was. I wish it was more like. I don't want it to be a carbon copy of Clues, but there's a way to dress it up differently.
If I was going to rewrite it, I would just take him out of it completely, and you could still have the same motivation of like, oh, this species was just trying to manipulate the Enterprise to blow up this other species. But instead of having just this one guy, because the way they say it, you know, they're like, one photon torpedo could have ended their war. Okay, why doesn't anyone else in the species also try to get a hold of those weapons? It would have been interesting if it was like the species just did it to them, and they're just on the Enterprise themselves, and they think this war is real, and they have to figure it out. I don't think this guy there really added anything, except for the actual, you know, like the stuff in the bridge at the end, you know, and him like, you know, freaking out at the end. The phaser effect was cool. But yeah, that's how I would do it. I wouldn't try to like add any mystery element to it, because then I feel like it would take away, we would probably get less character scenes because we'd have to spend time like trying to solve this mystery. I would rather just eliminate it entirely, and then maybe that would make some room for even more character scenes.
Yeah, or just have it already planted in the logs and the computer records that they're in this war and they have to go against this computer.
Mhm.
Like, don't need the guy to help convince them. Just
because he didn't do a great job convincing anybody.
No, not really. Maybe there's some fake video, fake records, and they really have to go against their intuition. If they see like physical evidence, like someone crafted some fake video of them in a war or something, because supposedly there's security cameras everywhere, and if they have some like fake footage up of Picard ordering like destroying this Lycian crew or something, and then when push comes to shove, when Picard's at that final moment when he has to blow up that unarmed station, that real virtuous moment of, no, this isn't right. Even seeing himself on the screen, seeing himself doing it, it's like, no, I'm not doing it. Like, I think that would have been a very, much more stronger moment than, you gotta do it! You know, it's like,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, you gave episode an A, so we can.
I
think we can move on from that point.
Yeah.
What else did you like about it?
That's about it. No, it just it was a nice roller coaster. Besides the guy.
Yeah, I think that I'm not
the
missing
chess scene.
The opening chess scene.
The chess scene with and Data making the drinks, Data being a bartender. All that was great. There was another opening scene too. Beverly was just helping someone.
The diver?
Diver, yeah. I mean, they gave her something. They didn't give her anything last episode, so I can't be too upset about it.
And then after the whole, can I borrow some clothes? And then she's just gone, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out where the swimming pool is. It's like, well, good luck.
Yeah, just a random character. Yeah, well, I guess neither of us have anything else to say. It was definitely one of those episodes where it's like, there's not much to talk about here. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of, like, I'm not going to sit here and break down Riker's, affair with Ensign Ro. Like, it was fun watching it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, nice conversation at the end with Riker and Picard, and the fact that the species. I'm gonna guess no one knows about these two species because they're very far away, and I don't know. It's just crazy because they could have picked any other ship; it would have been game over for that station, for this war. And it's scary that they have the technology to just wipe their memories like that.
Yeah, I know. It was definitely, again, it was one of those plots where it was like, well, in order for this episode to happen, these are the parameters we have to set up for it, and it's like, just don't really ask any questions about it because. Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter. All right, so they like this one. 51% agree with you. Give it an A. Very interesting. 21% S and 24% B. I can't remember how many episodes have been so majority A, not S but A. That's an interesting one. Only 3% C and 1% D. So we'll see what they have to say.
Got to read the lore. My favorite part of this episode is Worf assuming's in command just because he's got a sash. Yeah, it makes sense.
I love this line delivery too on it. I don't remember exactly what he says, but when he's like, "Oh, well, you have the most pips," and he's like, "Oh, I am also decorated.
I'm the most decorated."
BN13. This was one of the first episodes I ever saw, so I got the treat of experiencing this not knowing that McDuff wasn't one of the regular crew. It's still a good episode, though, even knowing that. Yeah,
that would have been amazing. This would be a good first episode to show. I mean, I don't know the first episode to show anyone.
And
first episodes I ever saw, wow.
And to touch on that piece of it, I think one of the reasons we were kind of like confused in the beginning, like, does the show want us to know, does it not, is because it is so common to cut to the bridge and there's a random person in Rose's seat, or there's a random person walking around in the back. So at first, it wasn't weird to me that there was this random character in the background. But then once realizing, oh, this guy has 3 pips, and this guy's like talking as if he's a big deal, and then the screen comes up, that's when I put together, like, oh, the show wants us to know he's a fake guy. But for a show that has so many random background characters, it wasn't easy to immediately be like, oh.
Like, if they wanted us to buy in that he was a regular, have him in the chair. Like, I mean, I get it. No one's...
He might have been. I honestly don't remember, because I just don't remember the opening.
I mean, no, I mean, like, have him be next to a person who's next to Data, or instead of having Data in that chair, have the dude in that chair.
Yeah, I guess because Ro was in the episode, so
yeah, but you're not gonna take him seriously as a commander, or they're not gonna take him. You're just an ensign. Like, you can give your, but no one's gonna listen to an order from him. So it's a multi-edged sword, I guess. All right, this one's from Ben Smith. Generally, thought this episode was great quality and no trick reveals to the audience either, which was great. I suppose I could only find one negative, and that would be the guest star. He would have been more convincing if they allowed him to downplay it more than ham-fist his portrayal, but that could also be the director's fault. I can't blame Les Landau. I always have to blame the guest star. Same way I give the guest star credit for when they're great. I don't go, that guest star was great, that director had him go. It's like, no.
All the credit, all the blame. Oh, this one's interesting. This is from Brian Dunleavy. C at best for me. Impossible to get over the question of how can the Citarans have enough power to effectively take over the Enterprise, but not defeat the Lysans without their help. Yeah, and that's kind of where I kind of said earlier. It's like you really have to just accept it, not ask questions, because this isn't a one-off guy. He's apparently part of this whole species that's at war. If they're this powerful, even though their weapons aren't powerful, I feel like they could cause a lot of damage.
Yeah, didn't they say their brain thing doesn't work on the license or something? So they
and maybe they did. But even that, they could just, like you said, that one failed. Let's go after another ship. Like, eventually they'll find one.
I mean, the Enterprise is the crew out there exploring, so maybe they didn't come across anyone else. Mm-hmm. And then that can do the trick. Yeah. I forgot to bring this up, but man, Picard blew up that ship with 53 people. That has to eat Picard up inside, because he remembers doing that. And even when he blew up the Silicon Valley avatar, the crystal entity. I love calling that episode Silicon Valley. He felt bad about that. I can only imagine how this felt. All right, quick one. Alex McChechny. I love Worf in Command. He is, after all, the most decorated.
This is from Spencer Lofton. Finally, a good episode after a streak of bad ones. You guys don't usually like being ahead of the characters, but I think it's well executed in this instance. A tier for me.
It's not the worst executed in terms of those circumstances. Not the best, but passable.
Yeah, and this is where, for me, it's such a small part of the story, like being ahead of them, that it's like, I just truly didn't care about that part of the plot. I'm more interested in the character stuff to where that didn't bother me. But what I think is interesting is he says, finally a good episode after a streak of bad ones. I think the last episode is, in my opinion, far superior to this one. If I had to compare, I'm only comparing him because he said a good episode after a streak of bad ones. I always find it funny when people comment in relation to other episodes, not yet knowing what we think about them. But yeah, the last one, I'll take the last one over this one, although I love the character stuff in this one. And I will say, I mean, it seems like for the most part, obviously they like this episode, like we did, but a lot of people are, going the route of, hey, this mystery is obvious. Obviously, you know who it is. And I truly, I didn't find it a mystery at all.
I don't think they were intending a mystery.
Yeah,
it's fairly obvious from the front.
But I think a lot of people took it the same way as you, of like, oh, obviously it's this guy. We know ahead of them. So it is interesting to see how people perceived the episode. I'm trying to think of a good example of to take an episode that's not a mystery and be and say, oh, this isn't a good mystery. It's like a funny example, but I can't think of a good one. I'll let you know if I do. I also like the one from Christopher Dorn. Funny part is Riker walks into 10 Forward and sees Ro and Troy talking. The dread in his face speaks volumes.
That was a great scene.
And can we just acknowledge, again, the dude in one scenario with Ro, he lost his memories. In Beverly, it was someone else using his body as a host, but he has physically slept with every female named character. And you know what? Screw it. I think he slept with Guinan in Season 2 after their little interaction in front of Wesley. I think he has had sex with every female member named on the show.
Do you think he slept with Keiko?
Let's not go there.
This one's from Nolan. For most, this episode is the end of a string of mediocre episodes. Alex has probably thought the dream of Trek was dead after such a stretch. The dream of Trek is dead. I think, though, because the audience is ahead of the characters in this one, Alex might still be waiting for the return to form. A for me, who knows for you guys. Yeah, I gave it an A minus. That minus being that problem, but
a lot to enjoy.
But a lot to enjoy.
And not a lot to complain about outside of that. Great direction also from Les Landau.
Oh, absolutely. Just the closer. I mean that guy. What the uncredited director of Code of Honor. How far he's come.
Season 5 we persevere. Josh and Alex chart the skies, warping forward as chaos flies. RIKER's grin, a battle cry. Crusher's brilliance lights the sky. Data's mind a beacon bright. TNG was a battle of spikes. Shields up high, we're breaking through. Phases charged, our aim is true. Moonlight twist, the fire ignites. Boldly onward into the night. Warp factor, chaos engine scream. A voyage built on starlit dreams. Through fire and flame, the cosmos bends. The Enterprise flies, the journey ascends. Warp factor, chaos hearts collide. With every laugh, the stars align. Boldly they go, no end in sight. Season 5 takes flight. Anthe's fall to scorching critique. Virtue speeches reach their peak. Holodeck worlds in turmoil turn. Lessons taught and bridges burned. Finder's gift, a master's hand. The God's command, the voice that stands. Through the madness, what truth remains. TNG courses through our veins. Loving fast, the time is near. Stories clashes, chaos steers. Engines roar, the stars ignite. Boundless journeys, endless fight. Warp factor, chaos engine scream. A voyage built on starlit dreams. Through fire and flame, the cosmos bends. The Enterprise flies, the journey ascends. Warp factor, chaos hearts collide. With every laugh, the stars align. Boldly they go, no end in sight. Season 5 takes flight. A voyage built on starlit dreams.